and welcome to Late Night Lullabies with TinyTalk this Thursday evening. My name is Laura and I'm a TinyTalk teacher in South Somerset and West Wiltshire. And this over there is my Teddy. He is going to be my baby for this evening. It's so lovely to be here with you this Thursday evening. Thank you very much for joining me. This is the third in our first set of 6 TinyTalk Late Night Lullabies to get us through lockdown. And if lockdown continues, then so will we. If you're new to TinyTalk, you might not know that we've been going for 19 years. We're grown-ups now. We've got around about 100 TinyTalk teachers in the UK and Switzerland. We deliver 500 baby signing classes a week. That's 6,000 families who we see between us every week. Isn't that amazing? At the moment, though, we're mostly online, but hopefully we'll be back in person again soon, COVID permitting. With all those teachers, the chances that there's a TinyTalk teacher somewhere near you. So after this TinyTalk Together session, why not visit our website and see if you can find your nearest teacher? It's www.tinytalk.co.uk or www.tinytalk.ch if you're in Switzerland. So let's make a start this evening, shall we? I'm going to get my baby, he's sat over here, and I'm going to give him a nice cuddle. Why don't you get your baby and give them a nice cuddle as well? And you can gently rock from side to side or sway along as I sing our first song this evening. It's called Here We Are Together. Here we are together, together, together. Here we are together to sign, sing and play. There's Laura and Teddy and you and your baby. Here we are together at TinyTalk today. Oh, well done. That's a beautiful song, isn't it? Teddy enjoyed it. Did your baby enjoy it too? Oh, well done. Did you know, at TinyTalk, we put a great deal of emphasis on the transition from being inside the womb to being outside in the external world for our little babies. It's quite a bit of a shock. When babies arrive first in the world, many people think that there's not too much going on up there. But we see thousands of babies in our classes every week, and we know that our little ones are trying to communicate with us from the day they're born. They want to tell us when they're hungry, when they're maybe tired, when they're uncomfortable, or maybe when they're a little bit anxious. And sometimes those first communication signs can be very hard to miss. They're very subtle, tiny cues. When you're communicating with your baby, in order to improve the response, you need to be clear and consistent. For example, when you talk to your baby, make sure when you're giving them some milk, for example, or having some milk, you talk about what you're doing. Would you like your milk? Are you ready for your milk? Can I get you some more milk? Are you enjoying your milk? Being consistent and clear in your delivery is really important and can make that communication process all that much easier. So, I think it's time for another song now. I'm going to sing you a lovely French lullaby this time. This is all about sleeping through the bells. Can you guess which one it is? That's right, it's Frère Jacques. Are you ready? Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous, sonnez les matines, ding dang dong, ding dang dong. There. And now you've heard me sing it through once. Why don't you join in with your little one? Make sure you give them a nice cuddle again. Frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous, sonnez les matines, ding dang dong, ding dang dong. Oh, perfect. I'm going to put Teddy down a minute. Baby signing is all about using our hands in conjunction with our facial expression and our body language to make shapes at the same time as we're talking to help our babies understand. They're a bit like visual clues using our hands. When we're signing, we use mostly British Sign Language signs. They're very simple and obvious gestures, and often something that we do quite naturally. Can you guess what the sign for drink is? It's one of my favourites, this one. It's really easy as well. Take your hand, pick up your cup, bring it to your mouth, and you've got drink. It's really easy, see, and makes sense. And babies, they can communicate using their hands much quicker than they can using their mouths. So by teaching them and using baby sign language with them, they can communicate with you way before they can talk. So this evening, I'm going to teach you a sign, and I've used it already this evening. It's a sign for milk. So now, again, a nice easy sign. It actually comes from when you're milking a cow. So you're just opening and closing your hand as you would have been when you were milking a cow. Nice easy sign to remember. Now, you know, there is also a specific sign for breastfeeding. So if you're breastfeeding your baby, we can do, it's this sort of sign across your breast there. It wasn't one of my favourite signs, I have to say. I much preferred just to use the sign for milk. But if you are combination feeding and you do want to have a difference between the sign for breastfeeding and the sign for bottle feeding, some people maybe feel a little bit more comfortable just maybe doing the milk sign a bit closer to your breast. But as I say, when my little ones were little, I just used to use the sign for milk, and it didn't really make any difference. They knew to understand and to expect that their milk would come soon. So I mentioned at the very beginning that the transition from moving from inside your womb to coming out into the big wide world can be quite difficult for your little ones. One of the senses that's not very well developed at birth is the sense of sight. Your baby doesn't see very well to begin with. It's all fuzzy and a bit misty. Maybe you'll notice that your little one likes looking at the lights. They're so bright. Even when they're turned off, the contrast between the light fitting, the darker light fitting and the lighter ceiling maybe around is quite fascinating for your little ones. It's quite fun for you to observe as well. Over the course of the first 3 months of their lives, your baby's vision will get much more focused, and they'll be able to then soon see all the different shapes and things going on around them. You know, something else we do in our classes a lot, and we've already done a little bit this evening, is singing. Singing produces lots of happy endorphins, so it's really good for you as a mum too. That's why we like singing in our classes. So I think that we need to sing another song now. This is another one of my favourites, and one that I think that you will all know too. So it's Polly Put the Kettle On, but I'm going to sing it a little bit differently. I'm going to sing Laura Put the Kettle On, and then Teddy took it off again. So you can join in at home, put your name and then put that of your baby for Take It Off. So I'm going to get Teddy again now. Come on, Teddy, come and have a nice cuddle while we sing the next song. Are you ready? Laura put the kettle on, Laura put the kettle on, Laura put the kettle on, we'll all have tea. Teddy took it off again, Teddy took it off again, Teddy took it off again, they've all gone away. Did you notice I used the sign for drink in there when I was talking about my cup of tea? Shall we sing it one more time? Are you ready? Laura put the kettle on, Laura put the kettle on, Laura put the kettle on, we'll all have tea. Teddy took it off again, Teddy took it off again, Teddy took it off again, they've all gone away. Oh, another lovely song. You know, we're nearly at the end of our late night lullabies now this Thursday evening. Thank you for joining me. I hope that I've lifted your spirits a little bit, taught you something useful, and that you've had fun. And maybe you've learned a little bit about how TinyTalk Baby Signing works and how brilliant it is for you and your little ones to communicate with one another. So if you'd like to find out a little bit more about TinyTalk Newborns, which is our classes for our tiniest babies from 0 to 3 months old, then do visit our website. It's www.tinytalk.co.uk, or CH if you're in Switzerland. Our newborn classes are perfect for those little ones up to the age of 12 weeks. We explore your baby's learning through their senses. So this evening we talked a little bit about sight, but we'll talk about a few more other ones as well. Don't worry if your baby sleeps through the sessions. It's a lot about things that you can learn and take home to do at a later date. So, do you know, Tiny Talk Together will be back again on Tuesday evening with our bedtime story. There'll also be another Tiny Talk toddler session on Thursday morning at 9 o'clock and a Tiny Talk baby signing session on Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Remember, they're all being uploaded to our Tiny Talk YouTube channel, the Tiny Talk Video Hub, for you to watch again or share with your friends. So, let's finish this evening with our goodbye song. Are you ready? Goodbye everybody, goodbye everyone, goodbye everybody, I hope you've had some fun. It's nearly time to go now, I'll put my toys away and hope to see you soon at Tiny Talk again. Thank you very much. Goodbye everybody.